Hello, good morning for you. I'm Marcílio Alves from University of São Paulo in Brazil, and I'm here to show you my work I did recently writing this book, Impact Engineering. This book has been written along more than 10 years, and it gives an overview of the impact field. Its name is Impact Engineering Fundamentals, Experiments, and Nonlinear Finite Elements. So it's divided in 11 chapters. I started with a general introduction to the subject of impact engineering. And then on chapter 2, I go to rigid body impact, where I apply the basic fundamental laws to estimate the restitution coefficient and things like basic things. And then on chapter 3, I move on to the impact of rods, where then I introduced elastic wave propagation on these rods, and followed then by chapter 4. Chapter 4 is about the transverse impact, elastic impact still, transverse impact on beams. And I developed step by step the solution for the impact of a body on the transverse impact of a body on a beam. All this is based on the literature available, but I try to explain in a clear way how these solutions can be obtained. On chapter 5, I move on then to impact on beams, transverse impact on beams, where then I analyze this is chapter 5, sorry. On chapter 5, I analyze the transverse impact of beams, where plasticity is presented. So then I have large displacements, transverse displacements, influence of membrane forces, and shear also is treated, and strains and rigid plastic perfect plastic beams. I also approach this problem. And then the impact of a mass, again, the impact of the pulse load being applied on a beam. And also I covered a little bit of on plates, the transverse impact on plates. And I talked about also ballistic limit on chapter 5. On chapter 6, then we approach the problem of axial impact on tubes, circular and square tubes, and then I develop the solution based on the literature. But I go again step by step, hoping to help the reader with these complicated solutions for impact on shells, axial impact on shells. Then on chapter 7, I go to material behavior. So I approach constitutive laws, small strains, large strains, basic plasticity theory, and also I take the chance to talk about failure. Okay, I presented different failure criteria and so on. Because all these solutions are somewhat limited, I also introduce in this book the method of finite elements. This is in chapter 8, starting with the linear analysis, but on the dynamic range. So then where I introduce the explicit methods, and then I also presented beam elements, plane stress, plane strain, finite elements on chapter 8. Then on chapter 9, I move on to finite element, but with the ingredient that the nonlinear solutions are sought. And then I explore the Newton-Raphson method. I presented also a nonlinear finite element for trusses and for beams. and I make some general comments on the basic mechanic laws for large displacements and strains. So this is chapter 9. Chapter 10, I presented the field that I liked a lot and I think it's important, has some many applications, which is scaling. So it's how to handle different structures that are similar in shape but not in size, and the advantages we can have, the basic solutions for this problem. This is all based on the last years that we've been working on this field. And then I finish with chapter 11 with basic applications. So I explore impact on tires, impact of cars, crash collision, ship collision, and so on. So the book has around so a bit more than 400 pages. The site of the book is www.impactbook.org. There you can register yourself and get a sample of the book. Chapter 1 and 11 are available there for you to see fully. And also the book is sold in Amazon, so then you can go and get have a sample of the book there and then eventually choose to acquire it. So the book really, I think it's an important one for engineers practicing in industry, and also for students who need to get acquainted with this non-linear but very interesting field of mechanics. So then thank you very much. If you have some doubts or if you want to discuss something with me related to the book, please visit the site impactbook.org, and there you find some forms where you can contact me. Otherwise, you can send an email straight to me to maralves@usp.br. Okay. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy and learn from this book that I did my best to offer to you what is perhaps most updated on impact engineering. So then I think it's going to be worthwhile to go through this book and explore it a little bit. So thank you very much.